You're listening to Funny Peculiar with Jeff Downs.
Welcome to another episode of Funny Peculiar, number 8, and this week I have the wonderful Jane Miller, who is an event organiser for a fetish club called Club Lash in Manchester, and she talks all about how it was set up from the very beginning, almost over 20 years ago, and to where it stays now. So it's a great episode, a really interesting chat with Jane and Alfie, her dog, who has to be in it as well. So let's go over now and listen to the interview with Jane Miller. Okay, welcome to another podcast of Funny Peculiar, and we can already hear Alfie, which we did try to sign, but I'm here with Jane Miller. Thank you for today.
Hello.
And Jane is the event organiser for Club Lash, which is a fetish club in Manchester. That's right, isn't it? So
yes, I'm going to go and push the dog outside.
we'll go. Yeah, go on.
Do you edit?
Yes, it's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll take. We'll just pause it slow. We'll come back in a minute. Alfie's going to be let out. Hang on a minute. Right. Okay, we're back. Alfie's decided to stay. That's all right. So we're just talking today, and I've been to Club Lash, and I think it's brilliant. It's one of the great big Northwest Fet nights. I think I'm saying, and there's loads of other different nights. Yes. I've been talking, and Torture Garden sometimes comes up to Manchester. It hasn't been for a while, but so how long have you been involved with Club Lash for?
Well, I first went as a guest to the first birthday party with friends, and I've been involved with helping run for about 16 years, I think.
Right, so that's quite a sight. And this is, and we were just talking earlier, so this goes back to 98 when you first started to go, and that was when fetish was mainstream at all, was it?
No, it was very underground. No websites, no Facebook, no Twitter, nothing, no social media really.
And how did that feel? Because you're obviously interested in fet and stuff like that. When there was nothing about, did that?
It was a revelation at the time. The first time I went, I sort of was very nervous, but sat there. I was with my best friend, and we sort of sat holding hands in awe and going, "We're home. We found home."
And it was somewhere you could just relax and be comfortable. And what sort of the costumes back then? Were they quite tame? Was it people? No, it was.
There was a lot more gay men there at the time when I first went. So there was a lot of harnesses and leather shorts and caps as well, and corsetry. It wasn't tame at all, really. I think costumes have come on in leaps and bounds over the years. We did have photo albums from the old days because there's a strict no camera rule. Yeah. But the organisers did have some photo albums of people in all their finery. I have to find those. And, go back historical documents.
Yeah, we'll have to. So then it was predominantly gay guys, and we were talking.
I think it was more of a mix of gay guys. There was more gay guys than we get now because the scene's kind of got clubs now. Alert's been going for a long time as well, so the gay guys have got their own. So
Alert, so Alert's for that's a gay
men only,
fetish night.
Yes.
So that all right. Was that also running when you were at Legend?
Yes, it was.
It was right. Okay, yes, because I heard various. Yes, there's different clubs going on. So, but we were saying earlier, and it was interesting how back then you were saying, and I think fetish back then was predominantly sort of associated with men in harnesses and moustaches.
That was, I think, the image of it, and it was very underground and a bit seedy. I think was this kind of image people had of it. Yeah, it was whispered.
Yes, it was whispered. It was still. Yeah. I think it was. Yeah, it was still sort of like seen as Dirty Men in Max, wasn't it? It was kind of that's its sort of image, but it's just come sort of full circle now, and it's kind of mainstream in a way, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And we were just because I saw someone at the Oscars. One of the guys had like a harness on, and we were just saying harnesses have become fashionable. Have you seen that in the press recently?
Well, it's in the shops. I was in Affleck's Palace, and they've got little elasticated harnesses that you would wear under a bra or over a bra.
Right.
But the idea is exactly that harness. They're more complicated and patterns,
yeah,
but they are essentially
it is
a copy of a leather harness.
And do you think that's more for men or women?
Women ones, but men wear them as well. So yeah.
And it was, and back then, of course, there was. Was there any play of, because some of these clubs do have play, which is where you have spanking benches or St. Cross. Was that a part of it as well?
Yes, so, Rossi Workshops, who provide the playroom at Lash, have been involved from day one.
Really?
Yeah,
so,
there's always been a playroom at Lash.
And is it the guy, he's called the Dungeon Master?
The Prof, yes.
Prof, that's it. So,
yes.
And I'm hoping to get an interview with him.
I'll let him know,
Yes, and has he been involved since that?
He has been involved forever.
Right, okay.
And before, he can tell you some stories.
Because it seems to have gone, and especially with BDS, it goes right back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's and it was set up as well by 4 women, which I think is interesting because, as I said, it seems to be predominantly sort of male leather scene, but I think. And when you got involved, was this to encourage more women?
Yes, it was. It was. I think that the women did it because there was that seedy kind of reputation of clubs and lots of single men. And Club Lash originally had a no single men policy. They had to come with a friend, preferably a female friend. For years we had that policy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, to prevent hordes of single men coming and sort of leering and. Not necessarily behaving inappropriately, but outnumbering women.
Yes.
So it was to keep the balance there as a safe space for women to express themselves as well as men.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that would make women feel more comfortable to then whatever costume they want to wear because they're quite there's not a group of guys.
I mean, we do have rules. There is like no touching. You can't touch someone. You can't interrupt someone's scene. All of these things. And if you want to, you have to ask politely.
Yeah.
So
and with the rules as well. So just to go into that. So were they put down from day one, and have they sort of added to that? They've gone. This is as it's sort of developed, would you say?
We haven't really needed to add to the rules. As maybe camera phones. We had to say no camera phones. But they're fairly simple. It's about respect.
Yeah.
And consent.
Consent, that's the crucial bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and it's a wonderful atmosphere. And you always do best dressed, don't you? There's always we're
sat next to the prize.
We're just sitting here with this beautiful bouquet of, and what's actually
that's a handmade PVC teddy bear.
Oh right, yes,
which is recycled PVC from one of my old dresses.
So it's very ecological as well. So it's a teddy bear. I did see a picture, but to describe, it's a teddy bear in basically a sort of PVC outfit.
He's made out of PVC.
Right. Oh, his entire bear is made out of PVC.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And then there's a Club Lash t-shirt in there.
Right.
And some chocolates and some Prosecco, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So this was now while this was going on, Lash, all those years ago, you were also doing radio. Is that right? You did a show for 15 years.
Started on All FM in Manchester, which is still going, local community radio station. And it was we started off sort of very mixed punk and alternative and goth and all that kind of stuff. And then over the years it kind of finessed into sort of alternative electronic music, which is mostly goth stuff. But there's a lot more crossover now than there was back then. Some of the bands that we used to play you wouldn't have heard anywhere else.
Is it the old
German and European bands? Yeah.
Yes, and what's your particular favourite bands? Who do you like in this?
Crikey.
I've gone Desert Island Discs.
You have now. That's shocking.
I didn't even ask you. There's vinyl in the corner.
Oh,
here.
That's all. Yeah, I've got all my vinyl, and there's more over here. It's everywhere. I don't have a record player anymore. But...
actually, because I'm on a Roman mic. Here we go.
Oh,
Let me just dare I have a look at the vinyl.
And that's as well.
It's Rush. There's a Rush album. I'm sold already. There's Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah, that was my dad's.
And what else have we got? The world's favourite arias. So Pavarotti.
Oh,
so
there's everything.
There's everything.
Absolutely.
And you got reggae greats. There's Michelle Shocked.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
So hey, you've got
Eclectic.
it very. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a.
I do have very eclectic musical taste. It's not just all about the beeps
So,
and
no,
the German.
no. And so was that influencing the music at Lash then at the club? Is that what sort of music do you like?
The music at Lash has always been sort of alternative and eclectic.
Yeah.
I think with when Emma was a DJ, she played very eclectic stuff from Kim Wilde, the Spice Girls, all sorts of sort of pop and 50s tracks even. Gary, DJ Midnight's always played the kind of gothier side of an industrial.
Yes.
And now we've got 3 DJs now. Gary's still there. Alfie, stop it! It's the cat sat at the top of the stairs, winding him up. So we've got Gary is still DJ. We've got my daughter.
Oh right, brilliant.
who's a DJ now.
Oh, fantastic.
And she plays kind of pop and 90s and dance and stuff like that.
And she gets involved with Lash as well, does she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she obviously got into the fet scene as well through Lash. Or...
Yes, because through I think seeing me going out every month all these years. Because I never really hid my costumes.
Sure. And she was bound to ask.
Yeah.
And so...
I'll keep talking.
That's all right,
Stop
right.
it.
He wants to get in on the podcast, you see.
No.
So she was very much in sort of up for finding out about, what's
we got to a point where we needed another DJ.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you can do this.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah.
And got her some software. She DJs with a laptop, like lots of people do nowadays.
Yeah.
And she's
Fantastic.
good. She's good at it.
Brilliant. So it's good to have that family connection as well, that you can.
Yeah, and it's another woman. It's keeping a woman in as well in the DJ part of things, because the crew, we've got quite a big Lash crew. It's not just me.
I was going to say, how many people are involved in?
It's probably about up to 10 a month.
Right, so that's
because we've got the 3 DJs, myself and Helen on the door with Keith who does. Yes.
That's the guy with the beard, isn't
he?
Glasses.
Yes, our minion Keith who deals with membership and
he's very
things.
good, Keith,
yeah. Stop it, Doug. And then there's all the dungeon crew as well. So and that takes quite a few people to set it all up. Yeah.
That's and then also with your door policy, and I quite like the fact that because it's strict sort of no casual clothes, because that does then keep it quite exclusive.
We try to do that all the time. Occasionally we have let people in and we'll say take your tops off.
Yes.
Because we've had people sort of go, we didn't know it was Lash, but we, and go, okay, but you've got to make a bit of an effort, and we are a little bit more generous with newbies.
Right, okay.
Because obviously, if it's your first time and you've never been, you're not going to have a wardrobe. Well, you might have a wardrobe of PVC and rubber at home, but it's unlikely.
Yeah.
And that's why we do the theme as well as a help.
Right.
Inspiration for something to wear, so you can kind of go down the fancy dress route a little bit. I mean, some people go all the way down the fancy dress route, and that's fine too if that's what they want to do. And so
with first time people or anybody have you had people accidentally stumble over it and go, well, what's this? And are they, because they're known as vanillas, aren't they? These are people that but we're never termed, because obviously I dress and I go down there. So are we Neapolitan? Is that how it works with ice cream? And there's Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
a good
all these
idea.
different factions. So I'm claiming Neapolitan now.
Yes, I like that.
So so you get so have you had instances where you've just had like a straight couple sort of turn up and go, what's this? And then by the end of it,
they're tied up to the St Andrew's cross, and they're saying we have had people like that, and they've come back and some have become regulars.
Right.
And over the years, people come and go. I think life changes sometimes. People have children, they have other responsibilities, so they can't come all the time, but they'll dip in and out.
Yes.
So that's nice. I mean, there's a massive Lash family of people. There's people we've got who come every single month.
Yeah.
And then there's people who you might only see once or twice a year.
Yeah.
But they're still family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're part. And so the couple, and we were just talking as well with the normal straight couples that are coming in, and with Anne Summers, we were talking about fashion earlier and how Anne Summers has changed its repertoire, what they're selling now, to a more BDSM community.
Well, 50 Shades of Grey, isn't
50
it?
Shades, which is, and I think
was quite controversial on the fetish scene because its representation isn't accurate. But as a tool for introducing vanilla people to it, it was useful.
Yeah. How did you find it when it came out?
I didn't see it. I looked at the book when it came out, and I read about a page.
Right.
And the writing was awful, I'm afraid, and I just couldn't read it. So
what didn't you like about it?
Because the writing was not good.
Yeah.
It was just not good writing. I read science fiction,
Right.
and detective novels.
Right.
So it's not really, not really.
But but to be fair, I suppose it was an erotic novel, wasn't it?
It was fan fiction originally. Yes.
Is that how it started? Right.
I believe it was to do with what's that film called? The one with the glittery vampires. Twilight. It was an offshoot from Twilight.
Right, okay.
I think I may be absolutely wrong there, but I'm sure there was some connection with fan fiction.
Right.
So it sort of went off from
there.
or the woman who wrote it was originally writing Twilight fan fiction and then went off down that path of BDSM. So, but I mean, it's not a bad thing. I know it's not representative properly of a BDSM relationship.
Sure.
But if it gets people interested and coming out and looking for the BDSM community, they'll soon be put straight on consent and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I think we were saying that before 50 Shades, pre that, it was, Dirty Men in Max. So that's how it was seen, the fetish.
Yeah.
But I think with 50 Shades, it did give control to the woman and in a sort of female lead, that she was wanting the dominance and the BDSM bit. It was at her engaging on a consensual level with the other male character, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, which I think was a sort of slight game changer, and it made it pop as soon as it came out into the cinema.
Oh, it was massive, wasn't it? Yeah.
And did you with Lash then? Did you see a wave of couples coming in? Was there
not a wave, but I think so. There's more of a. I think people find us however they find us, kind of thing. Word of mouth, friends say, or someone finds us online, and then they tell their friends. So it's difficult because we get a lot of new people, and they don't always come back, and we don't know why.
Right. Okay.
We don't know whether it's why? Is it just not their cup of tea?
Yeah.
Was the music not their cup of tea?
Yeah.
Was it, were they expecting something a bit more?
Yeah.
Like a sex club, which we're not.
Yes.
So, it's hard to tell because you can't ask them when they've gone. Well, we do regular sort of surveys of our members and things to say, what can we do better? What could we do better? What would you like to see?
Sure.
And try to make changes where we can.
Yeah. And it's predominantly it's a mix, but I'd say there's lots of couples.
Yeah.
But you do get obviously single people come as well.
Yeah.
So, but do you find it's couples that like to use Lash?
Yes, we've got a lot of regular couples who come, and we do get a lot of single. We let groups of women, groups of lads sometimes, or younger. We are getting younger people, which is good. We just want them to stay.
That's it. Yeah, and
we need that sort of fresh blood to keep the scene going.
I was going to say the age groups as well. Does it tend to be older people? Do you think the young people are more curious, scared about coming to a fet club?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm not a young person anymore.
But coming through, I must admit, I've been there and I tend to see similar age to myself. Yes, there are younger people, but I'd say the more mature people, let's just say, and I'm in that area, are coming to Lash, which is fine. I think that
it's good. We've got somewhere to go.
Yeah. No, otherwise, I know they're not going to tolerate it down at Weatherspoons on a Thursday night, are they? Mind you, we could have. So. And what was you were just chatting earlier, and then have you had, and it's been great, it's been running for all this time, have there been some months where just the worst time, what's the worst nights you've had?
I think we had one at Legends when it snowed, and we had about 20 people made it because the weather was so bad.
Yeah.
And that's your heart sinks.
Yeah.
You know, as a promoter, you're on tenterhooks.
Yes.
Till about midnight.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, how many people have we got in? Have we made enough money to pay everything? Because I think I'd just like to say we don't do it for the money.
No,
because there is no money.
No.
You do it for the love of it, and
absolutely.
for putting the night on. And as long as everyone gets paid something, that's it. Breaking even basically is what it's all about.
And you have wonderful array of costumes, and you have all sorts. All sorts that from burlesque to the leather harnesses to latex to PVC to all sorts. What's the most outlandish outfit do you think you've seen? Any memorable ones?
Oh, there's been a few over the years.
And so,
when girls started wearing tape on their nipples,
oh right, okay,
that was. Ooh.
Right.
Yes. You know, that started about probably 10 years ago, I'd say.
Right.
There were a few brave souls
right,
okay. who could get away with that.
Yeah.
And maybe the harnesses. I mean, there's been some beautiful outfits. We've had, latex and sort of corsetry and things that people have worn. And we've got galleries on the website. It's not the complete galleries, unfortunately. I've got to work out how to do that. But we've got photos because Saran, our friend Saran, used to take pictures for us at Legends.
Yes.
And I've got all of his photos. I've got about 10 years worth of galleries that aren't online, going right
but
back.
They hopefully...
They will at some point, I want to have like an archive.
And there is the Club Lash website.
Yeah.
And there is Facebook as well.
Yeah, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram.
So for anybody who wants to check it out, it's all on there. So and we're talking from your lovely home today, and I've come in through the door and immediately, and it's beautiful, all these wonderful pictures on your wall, and I just wanted to briefly go through because, as I said to you, when someone would come in who doesn't know you, let's go to the gentleman right there. On the right, it's a red background with basically a guy in. How would you describe it?
Well, he's a leather. He's like a leather man, isn't he? He's got a hood on. He's got a leather waistcoat, harness. He's got a codpiece and chaps.
Studded codpiece.
Studded codpiece, no less.
And that was... And who's that by?
That's by a Manchester artist called Superdead.
Okay.
I've had that a long time.
That's fantastic.
Got it off eBay.
Oh, right. That's brilliant. And then... that, I think, that's what the scene was like perhaps many years ago, wasn't it? That was... and then the one to the top in the middle, the girl with the blindfold on. Tell us about that one.
Well, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
That's me. When I used to have really long hair, and that was a flyer we did for Lash.
Yeah.
And my friend Christy 18, who was a Lash DJ, painted it for my 40th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She took the flyer and then just painted it for me.
That's wonderful. And you have beautiful long red hair. Did you have long red? That was how it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the tattoo as well.
Yeah.
That's still.
Oh, let's have a look. That's been added to actually. That's how old that is. So look.
Oh wow! Oh my lord! They're like red stars going down your arms. So with that's wonderful. Wow, fantastic! And what did that? You just like stars?
I just like stars.
Why not? That's a fantastic painting. So it's like
it's very talented.
And then we've got and then again just picking up on the BDSM theme. So we've got the bottom left here with two hands tied with ribbon together.
Yeah, that's my friend Gemma, who's a fantastic artist. I'll send you a name or something.
Yes, yeah.
Put it in the she did an exhibition at Legends of her paintings in the foyer.
Okay.
And most of them were really big.
Yeah.
And I couldn't afford them.
Sure.
And that was the smallest one she had. So I sort of said, "Can I buy that one, please?"
Yeah, it's wonderful.
But it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah.
And she's a fetish artist then.
Well, she does kind of pin up and portraits. Okay. She's absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's one question I'll ask in a minute. Was who do you think should be on my podcast? So perhaps she will qualify. It's wonderful that.
Yeah.
And again, and we were just talking earlier about BDSM. And I think the SM was the sadomasochistic, if I'm saying it right. It's too early in the morning to begin. But that was again leather boy up there, that's how it was perceived, and I think the BD bit is now the bondage discipline. This was 50 Shades. I think this is the element that's opened it all up now and made it sort of far more accessible.
Yeah, I think so. It's you get sort of sitcoms on TV referring to it, jokes, you know, like Grandma's reading 50 Shades and things like that. It's become much more open, and it's not that hush.
It's
thing
not
anymore.
And I think
it can only be a good thing.
It's good. Well, it's been like trans. That's certainly been in the press in the last 3 or 4 years now, 5 years even. And I think Fetish will be the next one, like even more so.
Well, latex clothing, it's been on the catwalks. It's kind of, there's always they sort of fashion designers steal things from alternative culture. They always have done, and I think you see bits of rubber turning up here and there in high fashion, and that filters down to Topshop eventually.
And it will. I suppose with Vivienne Westwood and in the 70s with punk and the bondage trousers, I think they were. But now it's, as you say, latex, and in some shops, with the
PVC. You can buy PVC skirts in Primark.
So that's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not. It's seen as fashion rather than it's seen as
it's not sort of sex wear. It's fashion. Yeah.
So that's it. And so we're coming up to the 20th anniversary, which is next Saturday of Club Lash. So I will be there.
Yay.
And we've got some great performers coming. Yes. So who have we got coming?
We've got Bea and Harley, who are both part of Monster Cirque, which is a Manchester troupe of performers.
Yeah.
And we've got Bea's doing pole for us.
Yeah.
Then Harley's doing Freak Show, and then they're doing a joint fire performance as their sort of finale of the night. And we've also got a I don't know what they call it, close-up magician, table magician.
Yes.
Ash is going to be there as well. He'll be wandering around and doing some bits and pieces. We've got an MC. It's all good.
It's brilliant.
We've got cake, we've got fizz.
And your outfit, have you decided what you're wearing?
I'm wearing red, and my hair's going back to red.
Okay.
For Lash.
Right, because I love the colours you've got at the moment, like yellow and purple and all sorts. So you're going to go for red.
Yeah, going back to my
wonderful,
original red. Yeah,
that's a lovely, lovely painting. So it's like fantastic. So and my last question would be then, who do you think I should interview for Funny Peculiar, the podcast?
I think you should talk to Adrian Parrott, who is the organiser of Alert.
Okay, yes.
Because they've got stories to tell too.
Yes, that would be.
We've been sort of venue buddies with them for many years.
Right, fantastic.
And we're sort of friends with Adrian.
Wonderful.
So it would be good to speak to him about.
I'll catch up with him.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
You're
today,
welcome.
Jane, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes.
And thank you for coming on the Funny Peculiar podcast.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much. Where's Alfie? He's gone now.
You've been listening to Funny Peculiar. Tune in next week. More great guests.
So a big thank you to Jane again for that interview. Wonderful to learn all about the goings on at a fetish club. So if you want to find any more information out about Club Lash, you can. They are on Instagram and their tag is Club Lash UK. You can get them on Twitter, which is @Club Lash, or you can find them at Facebook, which is just Club Lash, type it in, or on YouTube as well. So any of those references, just type in Club Lash and you'll find them. Thanks very much. Keep listening, keep subscribing, and see you next week.